these concrete walls, these city lights. What I'm about to say, it won't make no sense, but I gotta get it off my chest. There's so much more than where you're from. It's in the fabric of your soul. I just wanna go home, where everybody knows me home, and I make all my memories home. I just wanna go
Hey, everybody, come on into the Cajun Cooking Experience. This is Spuddy over here. Man, this is live on Wednesday night. Tonight, we're going to cook something really special. It's the garden thyme. It's one of my favorite vegetables, and I did this last week. I said, I've got to go live with this because I want it again. The zucchini and yellow squash. Now, these are two really vegetables that go together. They cook pretty quick. They'll throw a lot of water. These things are like 90% water, so you're going to throw a lot of water. So build your foundation before you even think about putting them in. Because once you put them in, water's going to take over. And then you're going to cook that water out, and then it's going to be ready. What's going on, Rod? So with this, what I'm doing, I'm starting off with a little avocado oil. You can start off with butter here. You can start off with lard here. I chose avocado oil tonight, kind of a neutral oil, and it's going to give me some good flavor. In cooking vegetables, I find it works really good, either that or butter. That's the two oils that I really like, okay? And if you see the little scroll going across the top, if you get a chance, go out there and subscribe to the Spuddy's Cajun Foods YouTube page. Man, every little bit helps. So one of the things we're going to go ahead and get started today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just cook my onions down and get this thing started, okay? Hey, Mary Claire, what's going on, man? What's up, my man Bones? Mary Claire, it was good to see y'all last week. It was a good group. I enjoyed y'all over here. What's going on, Roland? The zucchini and squash night. Oh, hell yeah. Man, look, summertime, there's some good vegetables come out the garden. But this is one of them. Thing is, when they start making, man, these things start putting out, and these things are not hard to grow. I got mine from my buddy, Dwayne Scheckstadter. He's got a little garden over here in Bastrop, and he put his bag on side the levee, on the side of the tire by a truck where I was going to walk this morning near his house. So I pulled up, took the bag, put it in my house. But I'm gonna give a little plug to Dwayne, since he actually is the sponsor of the show tonight with these squash and millet and yellow squash and the zucchini. If you ever thought about doing the Appalachian Trail, or you wonder what the Appalachian Trail is, or you wonder what it's like to walk that Appalachian Trail, he's got a book here, One Foot in Front of the Other. This is his experience. He's an ex-state trooper. When he retired, something that was on his bucket list to do, 4 months in the mountains from Georgia to Maine. And he did it. The way he writes this book, you feel like you're in the mountains with him. You feel like, and let me tell you, once you read this, if you ever had a desire to do it, you're either going to say, hell no, or you're going to go, sounds like fun. I think I'm going to do it. You can get it on Amazon in case you ever want to check it out, okay? All right, what'd you say, Lucy? And let me get my magic spoon over here. And we're going to get these onions and all cooking down. Now, I got me a little stock today. And the way I made my stock today, of course, all the end cut of all my vegetables. But I took a bone from the Boston butt, and I boiled it with the vegetables, pulled the vegetables out after about 20 minutes, and let that Boston butt bone just simmer for about, let's say, a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours. What it does, it's kind of like making a bone broth. So this stock should give me some good nutrition, but also some good flavor. A lot of that bone marrow out of that Boston butt bone coming out. It's not a smoked bone. It's actually just a regular Boston butt bone. It's good to make stock with. And if you ever cook a pot of red beans, white beans, lentils, whatever you want to do, put your regular Boston butt bone in and a smoked one in there. man, you will not regret it. And put it in the beginning and just let it smoke. Okay. And get this fire down a little bit. I got this thing rolling. We're going to let these onions cook down. Start getting some of these sugars out of these onions. Now, what we're going to cook with tonight, we're going to cook with some shrimp. Shrimp and these vegetables always go good. We're going to have some deer meat. I had some deer sausage that, the deer ground meat, the ground meat and the pork that I put in the bag. Got some of that. I grabbed 2 packs and I thought I had 2 packs of it. One of the packs I have is about a pound and a half of green onion sausage that I was making, all pork, and the ground meat left at the end of the stuff. I just vacuum packed it in the bag. So we've got some green onion fresh sausage, I guess, that we're going to be putting here too. All the meats are seasoned. So I've got to be really careful with my seasoning tonight. And like I tell everybody, man, look, keep yourself healthy. If you're going to go ahead and you're going to use a lot of ground meat or whatever, either make your own deer sausage or get me to make it, or ground your own meat. Man, do yourself a favor. Like this week, I bought me an eye round. It's a really good piece of meat, pretty tough, but it's a good piece of meat, good lean piece of meat. And this one has a good marble in it. I'm going to grind that up this week, and that's going to give me some good ground meat. Maybe mix it like a little 70-30 with pork, and just give me some good ground meat to use. All right. And everything. Now I'm starting to get that little brown color that I'm looking for. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my celery in, because I'm going to bring these vegetables in soon, because I'm getting ready to bring this ground meat in. So when all this stuff to start cooking real good. Now, squash. Squash is one of the oldest vegetables there is. And actually, squash, like the zucchini, we call it a vegetable. It's actually a fruit. And it says the fruit because it comes from a flower. I read that today. I didn't realize it, but they claim that zucchini is actually a fruit. But we're going to call it a vegetable tonight. Hey, Spuddy, thanks for the zucchini squash tonight. You got it, my brother. What's up, Hollywood? Man, I love to please my people. So we're going to keep this cooking down. Now, I almost started this with butter, and butter would have been a really good choice. Butter and vegetables go really well together. So many things you can do with this. We're going to smother it down tonight. You can go ahead and make a casserole with it. You can also take these zucchini and squash, shake them up with a little olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic, whatever you like to season them with. Put them on a sheet pan and bake them in the oven. And what I like to do that with, when I put them in the oven, I like to put some other vegetables with it, or some sweet potatoes, or Yukon gold potatoes, and let all that cook together. Holy cow. Lucy, fruit has seeds, vegetables don't. Okay. And you heard it here first. I didn't know what makes something a fruit. I know an apple's a fruit. I know a banana's a fruit, but I didn't know that zucchini was actually a fruit until today. Okay, get this cooking down some more. I like what you're cooking. You got onions in it. Of course, I got them onions, Hollywood. And whatever the rest of your comment is, they got blocked out on my screen. And one thing I like when I'm cooking these vegetables, now you know. Thank you, Lucy. Now, one of the things I like is when I'm cooking vegetables, I like to put, like anything like a zucchini, squash, anything out of these summer gardens, I like a lot of vegetables to mix with it. To me, it's just adding more nutrition and more flavor to this dish. And the zucchini, if you want it, you can actually eat it raw. Now, I'll tell you something. A lot of people are going to sit there and peel it. I don't peel mine. The nutrition is actually in the peelings. So if you're peeling them, you just will make your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're missing out on a lot of nutrition. And I know a lot of people can't get past, having the peelings on. And it is a personal preference. I'm not knocking it. But man, I'm telling you what, you're missing out on a lot of nutrition and also a lot of flavor. Now, you think about this. You leave the peelings on, you're getting more nutrition. You're getting a better product. So let's say you're recuperating. This would help you recuperate better, recuperate faster, so that you'll be stronger and finish recuperating. And this is the kind of dish that would help you. All right. Now, what I'm going to do also, I'm going to bring in a few of these shrimp. Y'all know I like to put them sacrifice shrimp in. Not much. And I don't care if these cook. I don't care if they fall apart while they're cooking. I don't care. I want them to cook in there and just give me some good flavor. Let's take a peek down in that pot. I think I got my little magic switcher that can. It was working earlier. There you go. And you can see down at the bottom, you can see the shrimp, you can see all the vegetables, the garlic. Maybe you can make peanut butter and jelly sandwich next week. Yeah, you're right, Cree. Okay. And let's go ahead back. Let's bring the camera back up. Uh-oh, catching my towel on fire again. I knew I smelled smoke. Got to move Dwayne's book because I'm getting the splash over here. And I don't want to bring too much of the stock in. When was the last time you cooked chicken stew? It's been a little while, Hollywood. I did chicken fricassee, which wasn't far away. But it's been a little while since I've done a chicken stew. Now, somebody did ask me to do a sauce piquant. That's going to be pretty close. And I'm probably going to do a chicken sauce piquant soon because somebody wanted to see one. And to me, that's the easiest thing to cook unless I can get a hold of some deer meat. I have a lot of deer sausage, but I don't have any deer meat right now. Because deer sauce piquant is really good when you can use like a nice deer roast to make it, okay? So like I was saying, the squash is one of the oldest cultivated crops. It actually originated in Mesoamerica, which would probably be around modern-day Mexico. And evidence has it that it goes back as far as 12,000 years ago. They can trace back seeds as far as 12,000 years ago. So that's going way back. Squash has been around a long time, keeping man alive. What's going on, Glenn? Zucchini and yellow squash, my brother. That's what we cooking tonight. In Hollywood, you was asking about when's the last time you cooked chicken stew? Let me tell you, if you could find you a stewing hen, not these fryers, man, that would make a good chicken stew. And if I ever find one, I definitely will cook one. Deer sausage works good in sauce piquant also. Yeah, Roy, you're right. I could take some little links of deer sausage and actually do that. That also makes a good stew. That's a good point, Roy. All right, Hollywood, you got it, brother. Okay, get ready to get serious now. Get ready to bring this ground meat in. Because I want to get this cooking down before we bring our squash. And before you bring your squash in, have everything just about cooked down. Not the shrimp. The shrimp will come in later. Because that squash, once it starts cooking, it's going to throw a lot of water. And once it starts throwing that water, once that water reduces out of there, guess what? Done. You're pretty much finished. This fresh squash like this, fresh zucchini coming out the garden, cooks pretty quick. The hardest thing is just to cook all the water out. So squash, Native American word, actually comes from akuta squash. Try to say that, which actually means eaten raw, uncooked. I've been wanting to see you do a sauce piquant. Glenn, I will be doing one soon, brother. And if I get a hold of a little deer meat, I'll do a little deer sauce piquant and put some deer sausage in it. That'll be a really good one. Have a combo sauce piquant. Okay. And the hard thing now is just to get this meat chopped up. I'm jumping the big dish spot. One of my all-time favorites. Good evening, brother. Yeah, man. Come on, jump that big dish and come get you some, Joey. I mean, look, this is some good stuff. Now you think about this. You know, my daddy used to grow the white squash. I think he had a reason for that. He had a lot of vegetables in the garden, and when the squash would kind of rot, he mix them or he let them grow big so they can just get real big and start rotting. He would take them and put in the shrimp boxes. A lot of vegetables, all cucumbers that grew too big, a lot of the white squash, any vegetables that grew too big or just rotted in the garden, they would go in the shrimp boxes in the rivers, along with that cottonseed cake. Now you're talking, I say, Roy, make sure you have fresh bread. Oh, yeah. Got to have the fresh bread, brother. Let me see something. I got something blocking my comments down there. Okay. And I'm going to get that scroll off. All right. The ground beef's coming down, cooking real good. Now, keep in mind, if you go buy some ground beef, do yourself a favor. 90-10, keep it real lean. Make sure you've got a real good one. It's really hard to find a good ground beef. I saw one day. It was a 70-30. All I saw was white in the pack. It just looked bad. And I'm going, this right here, if you had something like that, yeah, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. But you'd have grease floating in here. So be careful if you have to buy the ground meat in the store. Get you a 90-10 mixture. Get you something real lean where it doesn't have a lot of fat content. Let me tell you, once you make sausage for a living, and we used to make our own hamburgers when we had the restaurant, you can't eat ground meat out the store anymore. It's just that you just know too much. And it's a shame, but I can't do it. Is it white squash you're using? No, Glenn, I'm actually using the yellow squash. Now, if you get the white squash, a lot of people don't like to use it. Why? Because they have to sit there and peel it. If you get the white squash and they're young, you don't have to peel it. Again, leave the peelings on it. Let's see. White squash, shrimp, and pig ball crab meat. Oh, hell yeah, with a casserole. Go ahead, Joey. You know, casseroles are really good. I like them casseroles where you melt that little cheese on the top. But me, I just go ahead and smother it and just love it like that. But I can smother this down, get it ready, put it in the dish. If I was doing a casserole, I definitely would do this with butter. Put me some breadcrumbs, put a little cheese on the top, a little breadcrumbs to let that, ooh, yes, indeed. I take my deer meat, make my own ground meat. There you go, brother. That's the way to do it, George. Man, this is starting to smell good already. Now remember, this is actually seasoned already. So I've got to hold off on my seasoning. I've got to be careful with my seasoning as I go along. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring my bell peppers in. Now, this is not your regular green bell peppers. It's one of my buddy, Bonnie Dufresne brings me, the Mahoney. And it's a little thin shell pepper. It's got a little sweet taste to it. Different than the regular green bell pepper you buy. I like it for putting it in salads. It's fantastic. And I love to cook with it. Okay? Hey, Sharon, happy eating. Baby, I'm happy all the time when I'm eating. I'm happy when I'm not eating hell. Oh, no, come here. Now, one thing, I'm going to have a lot of meat in here. Because this is going to reduce a lot. I'm going to have a lot of meat, but I like a lot of meat with my with my squash and my zucchini. You know it, Spud. What you said, do exactly with that. Oh, yeah, put that Parmesan cheese in there. Oh, hell yeah. Especially you got some Parmesan that you can shred yourself. If not, you use the fake one. It's okay. Now, the earliest squashes were likely hard shell varieties. So they were pretty hard. Oh, man, I'm getting this message come across my screen. Oh, know what's going on. So they're likely a hard shell variety. And so that would have been the early ones. And they were valued for their resilience and the storage capabilities. Because remember, back in the day, you go back thousands of years ago, they had to put that in the cave somewhere and just store it. So it would have been good for that. Okay? Jeff, what's happening, brother? Cool. Let's take a peek down in that pot. Okay, man, look at this. Shit, you better make a sandwich with this after a while. I got stuff jumping out the pot over here. That spoon's getting hot. So, and then one of the things about the Native Americans, what they did, they had the mother crop. They had the squash, the corn, and also the beans. And you got to remember, they were very smart. The corn gave them a lot of their carbs. Carbs were energy. These people worked all day. You know, we always say we put this voodoo on this corn, this carbs, and it's bad. Yeah, we have carbs that don't work any good. But the natural carbs, like the corn, any carbs that come out this squash or whatever, your natural stuff, that's going to give you good energy. And they needed that. And then the beans not only gave them their protein, but put nitrogen in the ground and grew up the corn. And then you had your squash, gave them their cover crop. So these three crops grew together, known as the three sisters. Okay, Joy, now I gotta make it. Might throw my deer ground meat. And another thing you can cook, sure as brother. I know you gotta make it. See, I'll give y'all ideas of what y'all can do. Put that holler French bread and you see what I got right here? Once it gets cooked for you, holler this out. Oh, what you say, man? Hey, Michael, what's happening? Okay. And you just got to keep on working that ground meat. Now, I'll tell you, if you grind the meat right before you use it, it's not going to clump up like this. But once you vacuum pack it, it gets clumped up and you just got to sit here and work it. But when it's fresh, it would cook real easy. Oh, Sue, what's happening, cuz? Oh, Sue, you part of the Fauché clan and you not a shrimp fan? That must come after your mama's side. Because there ain't nobody on our side that don't like no shrimp. Oh, Chad, I'm gonna eat my sticky chicken. Go ahead and eat that sticky chicken, brother. If I ever find me some stew in here, I'm gonna make some sticky chicken too. Some real old-time sticky chicken. You use them frying hens right now, and the first thing you know, it's cooked in no time. Ooh, time for a little Modella. Modella in the dark. All right. Now, zucchini is nothing more than another type of summer squash. It originated about 7,000 years ago, okay? But the green modern one, the one that we have today, was actually started in Italy in the late 19th century. And the Italian immigrants actually brought it over to the United States in the 20s, in the early teens and the 20s, okay? Donna Marie, I will take Sue's shrimp. There you go, cuz. Take her shrimp. You know how we roll? Oh, Kathy, what's happening? That is canned food for us. Oh, Russell, what's happening, man? An Italian word for squash is zucca. That zucca was the squash, okay? And in French, the zucchini was courgette. I may not say that right, but that's my French. Excuse my French. Now watch, this side of the pot is burning me up over here. Now I'm still working. I want to cook this ground meat good before I bring this squash. Not too good, but I gotta cook it. I gotta cook it down. Oh, Harvey, what's happening? I wish you could too, Joy. Okay. All right. Now it's time to bring in the zucchini. Now we got to start working it. Zucchini and a yellow squash. Now I can remember one time I used to sit here and actually peel all this stuff. Man, once I learned that you can eat these peelings and the peelings have all the nutrition, I said, hell no, not again. Okay. And once this starts settling down, I'm gonna have to bring my shrimp in. Because once this starts cooking down, it's gonna cook quick. Ooh, Lord. This is the hard part. Working in the pot. Make sure when you dump it in, make sure that you have a pot that's big enough to handle it. Because it is easy to cut too much of this where you outgrow your pot, okay? Ever do a turtle sauce pecan soup? I've never fooled with turtle that much, Glenn, but I'm gonna tell you a meat that imitates turtle real well. And you ain't gonna believe it or not, it's turkey necks. So I've done turkey neck sauce pecan, and it's really good. The only time I've cooked turtle, I smothered it down. It was very, very good. Turtle again, throws a lot of water. It takes a little time, okay? Oh, Roland, I got a pot full here, brother. Michael, you know it, brother. This is the good stuff. And you know, always got to send a little bit in the pot. That little touch is going to make it. Now, something I learned. I did not know this, but zucchini flowers are actually edible. You can fry them. You can stuff them. I read this. I didn't know this, but they said that they're very good, very nutritious, and very, very edible. Okay. And one of the things you can do with zucchini, you can pass it. There's a machine that you can pass it through that makes it stringy and use it as pasta. Another thing you can do is take it just like it is right here, lay it out, like layer it in a baking dish, and make your lasagna with it. I got a friend of mine that did that. Man, did it come? This thing, it comes out good. She actually did a good job with it. And you do it just like a lasagna. Like I put a layer of squash, put your cheese, your ground meat, and all your cheese. Then put a layer of the zucchini and just keep layering it like that. Come out really good. No lid at any time to get them tender. Roland, the only reason I don't put a lid on it, because they're going to throw so much water. I want to get this water to cook out. So I never do put a lid. I just keep working it, okay? Because they're going to. Now, here's the secret too. Pick them when they're young. Don't let them get this long. I think the biggest zucchini they ever recorded was something like 26 pounds. I mean, that thing must have been this long. Don't let it get big. If you let it get too big, then you're going to have trouble with what you're talking about, Roland. But you get them when they're young, and these were all young zucchini and squash, you're going to be all right. And it's really starting to throw a lot of water now. And I'm going to go down in that pot. You'll be able to see it. New Jersey Italians call it gaguzzi. So the gaguzzi is something a little bit different. But I know what you're talking about, Michael, because the St. Rose Italians call it the same thing. Okay, you see the moisture in there? You see it's throwing a lot of water now. That pot was dry before I put them in there. Now, the gaguzzi was long. They would grow up a fence and they were long. These would be bushes on the ground. They related, but it's not the exact same thing. I thought it was. I did do a little research this evening, and found out it's not the exact same thing. But either both good. I find they taste the same. Maybe I just don't remember. But the guguzzis are good. And I can remember walking the sidewalks back at St. Rose, and they'd have them growing along the fence. And if they happen to be outside, they'd give you one, or you'd ask for one. They're sure they'd share it with you. What's up, brother? Brother Bernard, what's happening? Bishop Bernard. Thank you, brother. I need them blessings. Oh, yeah, we're starting to throw a lot of water down now. Ooh. I got to fight this heat now. I need a longer spoon. Man, let me tell you, see, I come prepared, right? And the look, so it's going to take a little time, but once these zucchini and squash start heating up, they're going to start reducing really quick. Ooh. Okay. But Roland, you're asking about the lid. If you want to put a lid on it, put it in the low fire and just let it cook. Absolutely, you can do that. And just come back and try to get this water. You may have to take some of the water out because it's going to throw a lot of water. But yeah, absolutely, you can do that, Roland. And let's say I had like 2 or 3 dishes going at the same time. I would just go ahead and put a cover in this pot and work on my other dishes. It wouldn't be a problem. Mark, can you put tomatoes in? You can put tomatoes in here. I thought about throwing a can of Rotella in. If you want, you absolutely can throw tomatoes in. I don't put it in mine. That's only because it's just a tradition that we never put it in when we were growing up. Mama never put it in there. But it absolutely, tomatoes and vegetables absolutely will go together. Just think about what I just said. You got your zucchini. I mean, you got your lasagna. You'd have a little tomato in there. So they go together. Okay. But you can actually let it take the place of pasta. I guess kind of like a spaghetti squash. You can use it. They showed this little machine in it, and you put the zucchini through it, and it just strung it out. Pretty neat. It was pretty neat the way it worked. And I would definitely try that because instead of having the pasta with all those starches and high carbs, I would actually just use the zucchini. That's the way I like to eat. Now, zucchini, one thing like I said earlier, it's 95% water. So it throws a lot of, most of this vegetable is actually water. Boy, you can see the water in this pot now. Ooh. And what I'm gonna do, I just keep turning, I just keep flipping it. Because I want it all to cook down at the same time. My mother used to use squash cake that was really good, but I never got the recipe. Do a squash cake. Man, I bet you that was good. Man, I wish I had that recipe. I would try it. Damn, that sounds good. Des Lassad, just getting what you going on today, buddy? Man, we're doing a little zucchini and yellow squash today, brother. With some green onion pork and some deer sausage. Okay. So I probably had about 3 pounds of shrimp, and I probably had a good 3-4 pounds of ground beef. And I didn't count how many. I had a big tea sack bag full of the squash and the zucchini this morning. Man, let me tell you something. Without having to peel this stuff, it is a pleasure. It is actually a pleasure. Okay, I'm looking at my notes right now, and the longest zucchini ever grown was 69.5 inches. All right, I'm 66 inches. That means it was taller than me. At 66 inches, I'm short. At 69.5 inches, that was a tall ass zucchini. Now, squash was actually part of the fundamental diet for a lot of the Native Americans, okay? Or just the natives, period. All over the Americas. But a yellow squash, you take this dish together, it's going to be a very nutritious dish. Yellow squash is a good source: vitamin C, B6, manganese, calcium, iron, vitamin A, beta carotene, lutein. So there's a lot of good nutrition in this dish right here. And that is just the yellow squash, okay? But like I said, the majority of the nutrition is in the skin, okay? Now, this is all summer squash. And when we finish, I'm going to pop up some examples of all the different squash that they have. Now, your winter squash, pumpkin would be one of your winter squash. All right, Roland, let's check out oh, that spoon was hot. Okay? Can you see the amount of water being thrown in there? This is why I like to just not cover this pot. If you cover that pot, that water's never going to cook out because this squash is starting to get tender already, okay? So it would never, ever cook out. Okay. Now, over time, of course, like everything else they did, they started developing different varieties of squash. Summer squash, winter squash. So over time, they actually perfected this crop. Same way they did with corn. Okay? The corn. Corn started off as a crop that wasn't edible. They used to make weapons out of it, furniture out of it, baskets out of it. But eventually, over thousands of years, we kept playing with it until we have it where it was an edible product or edible crop. And the squash they use definitely to survive harsh winters, okay? But Virginia and New England, when the settlers came in, the Pilgrims and all that, they weren't really impressed with squash. They thought, you know, the natives had it. They didn't really like it until the harsh winters hit, and they realized all the stuff that they bought from Europe wasn't going to grow out here. Man, they learned to start liking this stuff, and so they got adapted to this really quick. Starvation and it'll make you eat some stuff. And what they would do for a pie, the Pilgrims would hollow out a pumpkin. It sounds pretty good. Fill it with apple, sugar, spices, and milk. Put the cover back on, put the stem back on, and then bake it. That actually sounds pretty damn good. And Roller, we'll go ahead and take another look down there. You really see the water now. You really see that water, how much water we have in there. And this is one of the things I noticed last week when I was cooking it. This is why I didn't take the lid off the pot. And eventually that water is just gonna start disappearing. And if you get a hold of some white squash, get them when they're young. Don't throw them away, okay? Because they're a good source of vitamin A, B6, and C. And and then the fiber, the protein. We fiber deficient. Don't eat. This is the kind of stuff that'll help you, okay? Trey, what's happening? Oh, Danny, don't know if you remember this, and I can't spell it. We call it kikucha. Yeah, we just finished talking about that, brother. Cooked it like a squash. And I grew up in St. Rose, and where I grew up, there were a lot of Italians. All the Italians used to grow it on their fence. They would plant the seed and let it grow up their fence, okay? And they would share with you because that's just what they did. So how did the squash get back to Europe? Well, they started bringing it back from the Americas. People like Christopher Columbus and all, they would bring that squash back to introduce it to Europe, okay? And then it became a popular food as well when they brought it over there. Like I said, my dad grew squash for various reasons. Number one, to feed us. Number two, he could use that in the shrimp boxes. And there's nothing wrong, nothing better than having that swamp. I mean, having that squash and any kind of squash, zucchini and all, with that river shrimp. Oh, man, cooked down with river shrimp, that was some good stuff. Hollywood, how many people does that pot feed? Hollywood, I probably can, by the time I'm finished, about 20 people can get a good share out of here. This is a nice sized pot. But look how much, remember, this pot was full to the top. Look how much it's reducing. Remember, there's a lot of water in these vegetables, okay? What's cooking? Looks like a squash casserole. Well, Trey, it's not going to be a squash casserole, but I'm just smothering down some yellow squash and zucchini, okay? So we're going to go over the nutrition of this whole dish. Throw you out a yellow squash. All the minerals and vitamins that it has. Very little calories. Only 30 to 60 calories in a little serving. That's probably like a 3-ounce serving. But 1 to 3 grams of fiber. Some protein. 1 to 2 grams of protein. So you've got some good nutrition in here. No fat. You want a low-fat dish? Man, this is it. What you put in it might have the fat. But even what we put in it today, it's going to be okay. High in potassium, which is good for blood pressure, okay, and muscle function, and has magnesium, which is good for bone health and nerve function, and a lot of other minerals. Take your zucchini. River shrimp and anything was a blessing. You got that right. You know, buddy, I was thinking, I bet that would make a good stuffed bell peppers. I actually did it one time, Roy. I took this and cooked it down and actually stuffed bell peppers with it. I did it on a show when I first started. Man, was it good. You got that right. It's actually very, very good. Now, I've gotten a good ways of my squash. It's cooking down pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and bring my shrimp in. I'm going to bring these shallots in also. Shallots are optional in this because we got so much vegetables, but I still like to bring them in. And the shallot bottoms, they were actually mixed with the onions. I used to cook them separate. I just mix them with the onions and bring them in. I just find it so much easier. Man, they ain't got nothing but flavor in this pot. So the zucchini, again, low calorie, only 27 calories. That protein, that carb, low carb. Everybody's got, you know, worried about the carbs. It's only 5 grams of carb in a serving. And it's got manganese with the potassium and magnesium, copper, phosphorus, thiamine. So you got a lot of nutrition in here. Then you take, let's go ahead with the venison. 7 grams, no, 1 ounce serving of venison, 7 grams of protein. You know, we all worried about protein. Only 34 calories in that 1 ounce. That Boston butt, no carbs with that. You have a lot of potassium in it. That Boston butt, 53 calories in that 1 ounce, only 5 grams of fat. But then you have 5 grams of protein. So you put this thing together, this dish, when you're going to serve your good serving, you're going to have 16 grams of protein, 144 calories, 10 carbs, and 5 grams of fat. This is a high-powered dish, okay? Michael, when my white Palermo zucchini comes in, I eat it almost every day. I don't plant green anymore. Mike, I ordered some seeds. The ones you told me, I did order them. You serve it over rice? Glenn, good question. I don't. I eat mine like it is, but it's a very, very good dish to eat over rice. You can definitely eat over rice. It would do really well. And I do have some rice and made it. And so during the week, I'll eat some over rice. I'll eat some like it is. Serve it over pasta if you want. Serve it over quinoa. Anything you want to serve it over. Oh, Terry, what's happening, brother, from the East Bank? My brother from the East. Okay. But serving over rice is definitely an option, and it's a good option, Glenn. And usually me, because I keep it very nutritional, I usually serve it over brown rice. People have a problem with brown rice, but when you're using it and you're covering it with some beans or you're covering it with a vegetable, it's going to taste like rice. It's all good, especially when you have a Modelo. Now let's take a peek in that pot. Okay, I still have a good bit of water in here. These zucchini and squash are getting very tender now. Okay, you can see them. They're starting to kind of break apart. The yellow squash is starting to break apart. Look at the zucchini right here. The one right here is just starting to get soft. So this stuff is starting to get right. How far down you want to go with it, that's up to you. Okay? Towards the end, do you use anything to thicken it? I don't unless I have to. If I cover the pot, I'd probably have to whip up a little cornstarch to thicken this gravy. Okay? But the way I cook it like this and keep it cooking in an open pot, I normally don't have to put it in here to thicken it, okay? I'd rather not if I can help it. Brothers, what's happening? Oh, Lord. Now, it's going to be time to start tasting this because I've got a taste for seasoning. To see what I have to add. Remember, my ground meat, all my meat in here was seasoned already. So I've got them, and it's not quite ready yet. Still got a little hardness to it, but it's almost ready. Ooh, that zucchini's got a little sweet flavor to it. Definitely gonna need to season it up. Ooh. Rolling. The shrimp wasn't seasoned. If my meat wouldn't have been seasoned already, rolling, I would have I would have went ahead and seasoned that shrimp before with a little salt and pepper. But because my meat was already seasoned, I didn't do it. Now, one of the things that'll help you with, the shrimp is throwing a lot of water too. So you put some salt on it a couple hours before, you'll get some of that water out them shrimp. And that'll help this dish, okay? And that's what I really wanted to do, but I couldn't. A little touch of red pepper, I gotta be careful. Vegetables pick up pepper real easy, so be careful with that. And that was just a little small spoon, a little black pepper. And y'all know, them cane farmers, they need that sugar. The sugar man needs some loving. Everybody needs sugar. Okay. Now, if you want to put a little bit more sugar in this to make it a little sweeter dish, absolutely you could. I won't, but you could. And like I said, if somebody asked about tomatoes, if you want to add a little kale right now or something, that would be fine. You could add that. Oh, Lord. When I cooked this last week, this thing was slamming. Oh, yeah, Brian. What's going on, brother? And look, I don't want to cook. Do you ever use shrimp stock in this dish? Michael, if I, like, let's say the season where we have shrimp, I would have made a little shrimp stock. Now, one of the things I could have done today, I could have taken some of the dry shrimp and boiled them with my stock, and that would have helped give me a good shrimp stock. Right now, I don't have any shrimp stock because shrimp season is not open. But let's say the shrimp season is open. I just got me some fresh shrimp. Absolutely, I'd make me a little shrimp stock and put that in the freezer. No Tigers in Omaha this year? No, Brian. Tigers ain't going nowhere but home. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Boys, they coming around. And you see, a lot of liquid, just let it cook down. That's the only thing bad about not putting salt on them shrimp is they are throwing a lot of water now. Ooh. They think I'm crazy when I add my cane sugar to different foods. Let me tell you, a lot of the cooks I had here today that work for me, they did put sugar in a lot of dishes. And it does make a difference. Yeah, it looks crazy, but you don't overdo it. You don't overpower it where your dish tastes like candy. It just gives a little tweak to it. And I know it sounds crazy, but it changes the whole culture of the dish. It's hard to explain unless you do it. But don't get crazy with it. Hello, Virginia, all the way in Florida. Man, I'm gonna give it a little bit more salt. Okay, a little touch of black pepper, and I'm using black pepper because this is for me. If I was cooking for the public, the black pepper wouldn't be in here because a lot of people can't. Their gastro system cannot take the black pepper. If people ask me why all the time, I say because black pepper we used to use to plug the leak in our radiator. Damn thing don't dissolve. But boy, is it good. But then one thing we don't remember or we don't know is that black pepper was called black gold at one time. It was money. It was what they used to trade and barter. Black pepper was very important around the world. Oh. One more time, let's get that taste. And black pepper is good for you. You know, a lot of my breakfast I cook in the morning, I'll add some black pepper on top of it. It is definitely something that's good for you. What about crushed red pepper? There's no problem. Put it in there. Just be careful because know what kind you have. But yes, that would work really well in there. Over the years, tweaking different dishes, sugar really work. Yep. Sugar really does work, Glenn. Like I said, just don't overdo it. Lord, what's happening, man? Ooh. Woo. Oh, Randy. What's going on, my brother? From Kingwood, Texas. Oh, yeah. Boy, you got that ground meat, that deer, that shrimp. It's all really coming together. I'm gonna go ahead and put my parsley in and let it cook in there. Now, one of the things I do, and I don't know if anybody else does it, when I'm making my stock, some of the stems of the parsley I actually cut up in here, but half of the stems, I put it boiling in my stock water because those stems have some good flavor in it. So people that I kind of ain't know about the stems, they don't like them, whatever, use them at least in your stock. And all your vegetable cut-offs, man, make a stock with that. Don't just throw that away. It adds some really good flavor to your stock. Oh, yeah. Now this thing's starting to get right. I'm starting to actually, the water's reducing. Let's go down to the bottom. I'm starting to actually get a little gravy now. Okay, you see I'm starting to get a little brown gravy in here? Getting a little color to it? Yes. So actually, this thing is starting to come around real good. And while I tune y'all out, I caught my towel on fire. Got to lower the fire before I lower this fire in this pot. Yellow squash and zucchini, Lori. Okay. Now one more test, and then we're going to bring over the French bread. Ooh. The pot smoking and my towel smoking. Oh, thank you, Roland. Man, this thing is kicking ass. A little bit more salt in it. I probably could use a little more pepper, but you got to remember that. Fire in the kitchen and soul in the bowl. You got it, brother. There ain't nothing but soul in this bowl. That this season is really going to settle into this. Remember, your vegetables pick up a lot of season. Be careful with your seasoning. I'll be eating this the rest of the week. I promise you. Every day I'll have a taste of this squash. And I had a little crew come through, do my Cajun cooking experience. A group of 4. And one of the ladies that cooked the okra, let me tell you what, I don't know what she did special, but that okra was slamming. And if you're listening, Lisa, I'm talking about you. That thing was good. She did an awesome job. Okay. I don't see why we shouldn't take that French bread down to the pot. I got to introduce the French bread to this gravy right here. Oh. Oh, hell yeah. Whoever said something about stuffing this, it's almost time to get that done. Hey, Charmaine. Oh, yeah. Toast to that. So, now it's time to hook a brother up. To see my potholders, they look like they've been through hell. Look, I buy fire retardant. I don't buy. These came when I used to rent towels from Cintas. They were all fire retardant. Thank God. You know how many kitchen fires we'd have had? And I tell people when they come do my Cajun cooking experience and they're cooking, if the towel catches fire, just put it on the floor and step on it. It's not going to flash. And that actually is a safe thing. Years ago, they used to be able to buy a box of rags I used to sell them, so I know. And that box of rags, somebody washed them and put them in the dryer and dried them, and then took them out, and somehow or another, through the static in the basket, caught and burned that whole place down. This, it will not happen to. You'll be in the restaurant business, man, fire retardant. Okay. Check it out, man. All right, let's bring it down. Let's bring the camera down. Oh, hell yeah. Let's check it out. Squash is nice and tender. Mm-hmm. You still say you want to do it? And so, and make it down to Louisiana this summer. Look, Des, if you come down, make sure to call me first. I'm here every Saturday, for sure. But call me just to make sure. I'm here during the week. So if you want to come get some during the week, just call me. I'll meet you here. But yes, still make it. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Man, this is some good stuff. So you have a dish here. It's very healthy. In fact, the most fattening thing I'm eating today is my Modella. But damn, it's good. Very healthy dish. This will definitely make you, this will put a little pepper in your step right here. I'm telling you. And when your towel is burning, that when you know you're getting serious in the kitchen. You got that right. Yo, Tara, what's happening? Always good to see you, baby. Ooh. Ooh. Lord, y'all. Man, I'm going to say like James Brown, I feel good. That thing making me feel right. So that's it. Let's take one good look at the pot, down in the pot again tonight. When you get those homegrown tomatoes put in there, they will kick it up a notch. You better believe it. And I just got me some homegrown tomatoes. They ain't here now. They didn't make it to this pot. But you're right, Mike. Michael, if you go ahead and get you some homegrown tomatoes in this pot, they would be good. And if you want to put you some tomatoes here, definitely, absolutely, positively it'll work. Little Rotel, little crushed tomatoes, some homegrown tomatoes. Absolutely. Okay, what's happening, brother? Mildred, good to see you. Just came on. What's cooking? That was not what's cooking, it's what's finished cooking. We had yellow squash and zucchini with deer meat and pork, green onion, pork sausage. So this is it. Easy to cook. You can go anywhere you want with this. You can use your imagination. And I'm going to tell you something. If you put it in your plate and put you some pepper jack cheese and let it melt on the top, or you can put it in an oven to do all that, make a casserole. You know, you can take this and cook a little more, then make a casserole with it. Or if you want to melt you some cheese on there, ooh. Lord. Thank you, Roland. And there, all right, there say hello, Miss Elaine. All right. And that's going to be a wrap for tonight, y'all. I have 10 different tomato varieties in the garden this year. Michael, you the man. 10 different tomato varieties. Okay, so next week, I have no idea what I'm doing yet. Give me some suggestions. I may go ahead with that sauce piquant. That'd be a good dish for next week. But besides that, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Been awesome being with y'all. Love y'all. God bless y'all. And we're going to see y'all next week.
I don't cry when it rains no more, or I get dirt on my shoes. I don't mind climbing 8 more floors, 'cause these stairs are all